Good afternoon, students. How are we this afternoon? I am still your geography teacher, Mr. Albert Awuleme. This afternoon, we'll be looking at week 2 work as it was sent to you on your portal. That is your usual geography on the topic land reclamation. I come again, land reclamation. That's what we shall be looking at this afternoon. Land reclamation. What do you mean by reclaim? The word reclaim means to get back. Before we begin to talk really or deeply on what we have, let us quickly share together the objectives of this lesson, what we really intend to achieve in course of this lesson. We call it the learning objectives. Remember, at the end of this lesson, students should be able to explain the concept of land reclamation. That is number one. Number two, describe the various methods of land reclamation. Lastly, explain the importance of land reclamation. These are the objectives for this lesson. Now we go to the content, or to look at what we have today. That is, what is land reclamation? You have been hearing of it before, land reclamation, land reclamation. It simply means the process of recovering bad or wasteful land and turning them into useful land or purposes. What do I mean? A land is waste. You have not been using it since. You have abandoned the land. You have left it there. That particular land could have been used for many things. Because of one reason or the other, you just allow it to be there. You're not making use of it. That land is waste. That land, by the time you begin to make use of it, you have reclaimed the land. Before you begin to make use of it, you must have done one or two things to it. That is the process of doing it well to be making it useful again. Just like somebody is sick on the ground, or you have a dog at home, the dog is sick. This dog, you make use of the dog for hunting. Use the dog to catch animals in the bush. But while you go for your farm activities, these days, you leave the dog at home because the dog cannot walk. The dog is sick. That dog becomes useless. You have to make the dog useful. What you now do to the dog to make the dog useful again is reclaiming what we are talking about. It could be that you give the dog drugs or you feed the dog very well. It could be that the stomach is empty. You put food inside to feed the stomach and the dog will become okay. Or there is lack of blood. You give blood to that particular dog. There's a way you take the dog to where they treat animals, and the dog will receive whatever treatment the dog wishes to receive from the medical doctor, and then the dog becomes useful to you. Just also we have other things at home that we need to recover. When you say recover, doesn't mean it's not in your possession, but it could be in your possession. You are not making use of it. It is waste to you. That is what we mean by land reclamation. Some people may have lands. The portion of land is there, parcel of land is there. You are not making use of it because of one or two reasons. For example, erosion has destroyed the land. It should have been for construction of buildings, but erosion has destroyed the land. The erosion coming from far away place is passing through that side. It has been drained by erosion. Erosion has cut it into several parts. If you put anything there, that thing will be washed away by that same erosion. If it is even a building, the building will be pushed away and be destroyed. So that type of land needs to be made useful when it is abandoned or become useless in that particular land. It needs to be made useful. That is what we mean by the process of recovering back. Such a land that you're not making use of, that is erosion has cut into parts, has destroyed, it's a bad land. It could be that vehicle cannot walk through it. It could be that when you plant something there, there will be a problem. It could be that water has occupied the land. If you have a particular land or a parcel of land that is being waterlogged, water has come there, flood comes to that place, you will run away from there. You can't do farming, you can't build your house there because you live in that place. Water will come and visit you. You will be living with water as if you are an aquatic animal. What I mean by that, you should understand, because you do biology. That is animals that live in water. We are not meant to be living in water as human beings. It could be water that has occupied that place. So you need to drain the water, take it away before the land becomes useful for you. The process of taking away the water or putting sand there to making it a good land, that is what we mean by the reclamation. That is recovering bad or wasteful land and turning them into useful purposes. Or the art of turning waste land into a good land. It could be, the reason could be for residential, that is, you want to build a house there. It could be for industrial, you want to put a company there. In Lekki these days, or Badagry area, you see many buildings where people, in many lands that were waste or that were useless before now. Companies buy the lands and then they begin to, especially those that have been taken over by water. Water will occupy the place and then persons will buy the land and begin to fix and fill them and do other things in that area. And so the land becomes useful. It could be social, residential, it could be industrial and so many other reasons for you. We will come later to the reasons for reclaiming land. Then land reclamation is common in the western part of Nigeria. I just talked about VI, Ikoyi, Lagos State. The reason being that these areas are always flooded with water, always waterlogged. Warri is in Delta State, that is south part of the country. Lagos is in the southwest part of the country. These areas are southern part of Nigeria, not north. If you look at the equator, divides the world into northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere. Both the Warri and Lagos, they are located in the southern parts of the country. Those southwest and the other one south-south. They are always being disturbed by water. That is what we mean by. So land reclamation is common in this area. Then we look at reasons for reclaiming land. Why do we intend, or why do we always go to say, this land that was useless or wasteful land, I want to turn it into useful purpose. I want to be making use of it. I want to claim it or put life back to that land. One, insufficient land. If you have a land and the land is sufficient, you have plenty, like in the rural areas where they have abundance of land, want to construct for cultivation, for building, and every other thing, you have abundance of land there. Very many. You can't even name them. So you don't bother to say, that land that is waste there, I should be looking for it. But in the cities like Lagos, we have said, and Warri, we have also said, lands that are waste or that are useless need to be reclaimed because population is increasing every day. And then people want to have land because there's insufficiency of land. That explains number 3 and number 1. One, because the size of their land is small, they want the money has come, something like that. I want to expand to get another building, you need to go to another place. Therefore, you want to expand it, you say, I want to, that land was useless, so that place, I gave it to Mr. Okoro, he could not develop that land, or Mr. Matthew could not develop that land, let me go and do something to it. You begin to spend money on that land. These days, people build inside hole. They erect buildings and make the land useful again. Another thing is pleasure purpose. To get cool breeze, from the sea, for example. People go near the sea and build houses. So those days, in the olden days or far back decades, people don't live close to the river and sea. They feel that they don't want to become fish or the aquatic animals. They are human beings. They should be far away from those places. But these days, people just want to be taking cool breeze from the sea, or they just want to be feeding their eyes. So when you say, come and feed your eyes, you see how the sea moves and other things. They just want to build as close to the sea. Why people are running from the sea, that want to settle near the sea, these people will reclaim that land that was useless. People were running away from. Another one is population increase, like I've told you. Why there is increase in population? Land occupied by waters are reclaimed. Like in Ikoyi, Lagos, talking about Warri, those lands that we were saying, there are sea is here, I won't stay here, or river is here, I won't be, or this place is waterlogged, I won't stay here. I can't develop this land, or I can't stay in this area because of mosquito or whatever. People go there now and build houses because population is increasing. And another thing is residential purpose. When you see I write ETC, means there are also many others. Resident means for people to just, because of scarcity of land, you go to one place, they tell you a plot of land is 3 million, 6 million, 10 million, 100 million. You go to another place and you don't have land again. You're having little money, you just wish to build a house or do one or two things. So you wish to do something before you finish or lavish that money that is with you. You now see a land that is being abandoned. It could be because it is waterlogged. Then you look at it, you now call the structural engineer, what will I put in place here and make this land useful again? You do one or two things, you erect, it could be pile. I will show that to you, how piles are being erected in waterlogged area. You could erect piles there, and then you see that the land is useful again. This is installation of pile. It could be that the water was in that particular area, then you want to get it back. You just fix pipe, just like the same way they build bridges. They fix pipes on inside the water, and then they cast a particular level of it, and then raise the bridge. So vehicles begin to fly on it, and then the water is under. Human beings will pass in on it, and the water will be under. So also you can raise pipe in such waterlogged area. This is pipe installation or installing pipe in a waterlogged place. This machine you are seeing here is the one fixing the pipe here down. This land was abandoned. This one was abandoned. This is another pipe fixing on the ground. By the time you fix the pipe, probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, as the case may be, you now cast the top. Water will be rolling under. Your house will be there. Your company, whatever you want to build there, your school will remain on top. While the water, whether a river or not, will be flowing under. It doesn't have anything to do with you because the structural engineer has come to study the land, and then we tell you how the things will go. Then it will build the house or whatever you want to put there. This is the pipe installation. These are the reasons for, or some of the reasons for land reclamation. You see, this place is soil erosion. This place you are seeing here, this land has been destroyed by erosion. Nobody can come and build a house here. If you put your house in this place, the water that is coming, erosion will still continue and push the house away, or this side one day will fall, this side of the place will also fall. You can, if you build a house here, this one on top one day will fall on your house. These areas are eroded by water. This is soil erosion. It has destroyed this area. This kind of land is useless. It is no more useful. So it has to be reclaimed. These are the reasons for land reclamation. We have talked about the reasons. Then we'll now look at the methods of land reclamation. How do you reclaim land? Talking about the pile installation, that is one I've just shown to you here, is one of the methods. I've explained that while I was discussing before now. Pile installation, fixing piles on the ground. That is why I have to come back here. I've told you these are piles, and the way that it is or it functions, you did fix them into the ground, go beneath the water, and then enter the rich soil and become set. Then you now cast the top and build whatever you want to build there. Could be house, residential building, could be school, it could be market you want to build there, it could be industrial or whatever thing you want to put there. That is pile installation method. That is this one. Then erosion control. Why erosion is coming like this, destroying your land? You channel them away or channel the erosion. Like you have here, and this erosion. Since the erosion is coming from here, if this is the top or this area, you can dig gutter and take it to this side. You dig gutter and take it to this side. This place will be left. So the erosion will be channeled to another plot of land and leaving your land alone. It doesn't matter you have big money to do that. You can control it using your manual tools, like the cutlass, the hoe. You channel the erosion will go away. That is the erosion control method. I am taking it from beneath. The botany is walling of an area and removing the water. Area has been destroyed by or been filled with water, become waterlogged. Then you wall this side, you put wall so that water will not be coming henceforth from here. That wall should not be a wall, must be strong to protect water from entering into it. Then you also wall all the four corners of the plot of land. You wall it. Then the water inside will remain. You now take the water away. You can use pipe. You can use any other. You can use manual method. You and your family be taking rubber and be pouring it. Take buckets. You pour it. Peter, come. Matthew, come. John, come. You begin to take water and pour it. But that will take you time. If you use the pumping machine, you know the one we have in the school. We have a very good pumping machine. You put it there. You just start the engine. Then the water will be pumped out. But then I mean walling the area. Before you can pump out your water, you need to wall the area, protect the area so that water will not come from other places. Otherwise, while you are pumping out the one inside, other ones will be entering the place. Then sand filling. This one is the dumping of rock, soil, and even debris and other things inside or on a particular plot of land to raise the surface above water and sea level, and then become useful. You just carry sand. It will also be done manually. You just carry sand, you pour. You carry sand. If you have a plot of land and it's not big, you and your family can do manual labor there, or you call people. You begin to use wheelbarrow to pack sand and put there. But then it is not as easy as you may think, using the manual labor to do it. So it's very, very difficult. It requires more strength and it can make somebody to fall sick. That is pouring sand. Pouring sand is you sand fill it. This one is also done, especially where they do road construction. You are seeing machines or tractors that construct road begin to sand fill. This one is done mostly in areas that are waterlogged because water will be coming. You now use laterite. That is the type of soil or sand, laterite soil, use it to fill the place. This is sand filling. This is sand filling. You see here, this is sand filling. That is what has been done here. These machines you are seeing, this is not the manual one I was just discussing. That manual one is done by people who do not really have the money. You have a plot of land. This one is at Lekki, also Lagos. That is Lekki, Lagos, 300 plus of sandfield land at Lekki here in Lagos. You see these plots, you see 300 plots of land, very big land. These sands here are being brought by the wheelbarrow. It was waterlogged. They are using the sand to fill it, By the time you now fill it, it becomes useful. You can see some areas here, there are still water inside that place and there are bushes or leaves or grasses there. This area should have looked at those places, but some places were depressed because of the erosion and other minor things that have destroyed the land. So they are being raised above the water now. The water cannot be around you or surrounding you, but your plot of land will be raised above the water. That is what we mean by that. These are the methods of then afforestation, that's the last thing. Afforestation means planting, establishment of forest plantation in an area, or planting new trees in an area. You want this one is popularly called tree planting. This one is done to make the environment suitable for farming and other things, because wind, we also have types of erosion. You have been taught that in your previous term. Wind can erode a land or a soil. Then water can also erode a soil. The erosion that comes from wind is normally being broken by trees that are planted around the area. We call it wind break. When you plant trees around the area, that's why you see that Lagos is always encouraging tree planting. When the full force of the wind is coming, the tree will hold it back like this and then break it. You not have effect on your house or the soil or whatever that is close to you. This is the installation method I've talked about. This is sand filling. Then we have also talked about the soil erosion and how you can put that method of sand filling that is used here can also be used to cover this place. Can also be poured here to cover this place. This place will become level. And then when this place is high, the erosion will be channeled. Even without channeling it with water or whatever, the erosion will now go to either side and then leave the plot of land alone. Then why do we need to reclaim land? What are the importance? Why do we reclaim land? When we reclaim land, what do we use it for? One, agricultural purpose. A farmer that produces swamp rice is always having good swamp rice in a reclaimed land area. Then land area increase. If your land was small, for a community, the land was small. When you reclaim land, the land becomes increased. You cannot make use of other parts. Then grazing purpose, that is, animals come to feed on that land. Like this one that was shown to you here, this particular sandfield land has few grasses that you can see here, because the grasses are no more there. But if this land is reclaimed now, grasses will now begin to come up from here. Then cattle can come to feed on those grasses, and even your goats and other animals can feed on it. That's what we call grazing. Animals come to feed on that. Then another one is environmental quality. It makes land to be free from water encroachment. The word encroachment means expanding of water from where it was to other areas that was not waterlogged. The water was in one place, like river, begin to expand to occupy another land, taking over those places. That's what we call water encroachment. Then another one is recreation purpose. I have discussed that some people build house in a place close to the sea, just to be looking at what do you call it, the sea, or take cool breeze from there and other things. Then there's a particular land called National Park for tourist purpose. It's a land that was reclaimed, now used for tourism. That land was reclaimed. Also, it was a bad land. Even government in Lagos do reclaim land. They go to Ikorodu, even get to areas that are not good. They will feed the land. I mean, reclamation times can be done manually, like I told you. It can also be done mechanically. You use machines to take the land and fill them and do other things that are needed. Before we leave for the day, we need to have a cap of what we have discussed. We have said land reclamation is a process of turning wasteful land into useful one. We have also talked about the need or reasons for reclaiming land. Said insufficiency, that is, land is not sufficient. And we have also talked about industrial and other reasons. We've also talked about land or methods of reclaiming these lands. We talked about the sand filling, talked about pile installation. We talked about other methods. We say when you put sand, for example, in sand filling, you cover the land. We talked about the drilling or putting of pipe there. We talked about afforestation. And then we now also look at the importance of land reclamation. If you reclaim a land, what is it good to you for? Then we talk about, for number one, we discussed about when you reclaim a land, that the land can be used for residential, people go there to build house. And then we also talk about a reclaimed land can be used for grazing animals and can be also used for recreation, like the national park for tourist purpose and so many others. For your assignments, do visit your portal, as I've always told you. When you watch video, you have any question, feel free to let the teacher know. Don't hesitate, we'll give you the solution to the question. Thank you and God bless. I still remain your geography teacher, Mr. Albert Awolibe.